If you've been paying attention to the NBA since the All-Star break, since the trade deadline, you've come to the realization that the Warriors and the Lakers are serious contenders to come out the West. And having gone 8-2 in that span, they're only going to get better. When you look at the Western Conference, it seems like the four that you really have to think about are the Thunder, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Nuggets. The Rockets, too young, still 1 or 2 years out. The Grizzlies seem like a team that has great potential but just isn't on their level. The Clippers, for a moment there, looked like the absolute dark horse to win the championship when Kawhi came back, but it feels like the wheels are falling off the wagon as the Clippers are going through a major losing streak right now. The Timberwolves, I'll give it to you. They actually could make a run, and with them having Anthony Edwards, I mean, he could take the next step literally any game, so who knows what could happen with them. We all know Denver's success, it all hinges on whether or not Jamal Murray can play like he's paid to. For the OKC Thunder, it's their youth and whether or not they have the ability to step up in the playoffs and play like they really can when it matters most. But I don't think any of these teams have what it takes to overcome a motivated LeBron James, Luka Doncic, both playing defense, them with their just insane offensive capabilities. Everyone expected them to be worse right now, right? Everyone expected their defense to suffer, but somehow they've continued to be a top tier defense after Anthony Davis left. Drink your water. And speaking of Anthony Davis, I can't even imagine what Dallas Maverick fans are going through right now. Not only did they just lose a decade of potentially being in the finals, they just watched every bit of value, every asset they have crumble in front of them within 2 weeks. And shout out to Kyrie Irving for him making those free throws after his injury. We all know that was a major tribute to the belated Kobe Bryant, and that was awesome. There is no other NBA player who has bettered his image, who has done more for their communities as of late, and Kyrie, and we are all wishing you a speedy recovery, and we hope you get back to your top-notch self. Hit that subscription button and turn on notifications. And as we've seen over these last 2 weeks or so, the Lakers are having absolutely no problem sharing the ball. Luka and LeBron have figured out how to play together. The whole quarterback wide receiver gimmick, it's an actually real thing. I mean, LeBron is playing off the ball way better than any of us thought possible. So much of the commentary, so much of the narrative about LeBron James is that he's a whole system player, that you can't just put him in on any team. That in order for someone like him to have success, you have to surround him with the right players. Someone like Kevin Durant, you can just plug and play at any team. So with LeBron finally giving the keys to Luka, something that was never able to happen with Anthony Davis, we're going to see a whole new facet to LeBron's game. We may see shooting guard LeBron James for the first time in his career. LeBron has only been second fiddle, the second option on a team once before. That was back in 2011 with the Heat. He was second to D Wade, and they lost to the Mavericks in the finals. There's only so many ways for LeBron to further cement his case for GOAT, further cement how good he is, but this would add another layer to his case and show that he's able to really play at any position in any way. And let's be honest, if he wins a 5th title at this age, at this play style, it's going to convince a lot of people that he's the GOAT. And someone like myself who has MJ and Kobe ahead of LeBron, this is going to make me sit and think really hard about just how good LeBron is, because again, just how long he's done it, and if he can get 5 championships, it's going to be very hard to argue against his case. And if he gets 6, well then yeah, it's over.
Game over, man. It's game over.
And then of course you have the Warriors, who have Steph Curry, who's now re-energized, playing at a ridiculously high level, with Draymond Green holding down the defense, making them one of the most formidable defensive teams in the league, and then Jimmy Butler, who's just this unique, just Swiss Army knife of a player who can just really enter any system and just help that team succeed. Like, we have to really remember what Jimmy Butler did with the Miami Heat in the playoffs. I mean, that man became pretty much a mini LeBron James, doing everything he could and just drug his team out the mud, beating team after team they had no business taking down. And if you've been watching the Warriors play, you can see how well they're mixing in Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry's actually able to go down and take a rest and see Jimmy Butler take over for 5 to 6 minutes, and they don't miss a beat. You got to remember the last time they won their title, nobody expected them to get to the finals, let alone win the thing. The Warriors franchise with Steph Curry, Draymond, Steve Kerr, they're just this amazing unit, and if you put the right pieces around them and everything functions the way it should, I mean, they can win a title any year. Not to mention, as you've seen with LeBron re-engaging on defense, you're seeing Steph Curry be just as engaged as well. From his game in Orlando to the Madison Square Garden game, you can just tell Steph Curry can taste championship. He knows this team can win it. And we should really appreciate this, because if you really think about it, having players like LeBron James and Steph Curry go for their final championships in these last runs, this might not ever happen again. I mean, again, we could get a couple more years of this considering the trades they just made, but these are two of the most fun to watch, two of the best NBA players of all time, and we're getting to see them make another run at the same time. A Western Conference Finals between them would be an actual treat for us. Almost every one of my channel's viewers is not subscribed to the channel. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscription button. We're trying to get monetized. My dog and I. And if you enjoyed this video, think about watching either of these videos that's on the screen. Go out there and do something great.